Alright, so we are here in the Mirador Butte region of Mount Sharp where the Curiosity Rover was on Sol 3474. We have been out all day exploring this area. There is so much to see in this area. Very fascinating location. Figured we'd relax a little bit before we head back, let the girls play a little bit, and just enjoy the beautiful afternoon. The weather's just perfect today. A little bit of wind, but hey, other than that, it's perfect. So, you about ready to go back? Alright. Alright, girls, you ready? Come on, girls. Let's go back. Come on. Alright, we'll see you on the full video. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Inhabitmars channel. Before I start, I just want to say a special thank you to Mr. Joe White over at ArtAlienTV. And if you take a look at this Gigapan from Sol 3462 by the Curiosity Rover, and you click on that doorway right there, he actually gave me a mention, or however you want to put it. It'll actually take you to my video. So thank you, Mr. Joe White. I do appreciate that. Wasn't expecting it, but I sure do appreciate that. It's brought a lot of people to my channel, and I do appreciate it. Thank you. That's a great Gigapan, and I encourage you to check out the video. But today, we are going to actually take a look at this Gigapan here. This is Sol's 3473 and 3474. So the rover took these images over 2 days. By the way, thank you for the suggestion. Somebody told me, you know, the cursor's a little small, and yeah, it does come up small on OBS. And so I looked around and I found this pen tool. So hopefully this will help. I'm looking at OBS right now, and it looks like it's a pretty good size. So hopefully this will help point stuff out a little better. All right, so let's get into this. There's so much stuff in this Gigapan alone. There's stuff on this right-hand side we want to look at, and then there's a few things on this left-hand side we want to look at. Now, I couldn't model it all. There's just a lot in this, but I'll try to go over it as quickly as I can, and then we'll get into the model. All right, so let's full screen it. And let's take a look at this side over here. This is where I want to start. Okay, so here we are on this side over here. This is the right side of the Gigapan. I just want to show you all this stuff over here. This piece right here, this thing looks like an engine or something. I didn't get this one modeled because I focused more on another one that looks even more like an engine. But it's got, look at this top section right here. This looks pretty cool. It's got these plates that come down. It looks like it's rounded up here, and then these kind of bevel inward towards the center part like this. And if we do more on this video, I'll definitely model this, but I had to draw the line somewhere because it was taking a while to get this stuff done. All right, so I talked about these in a live chat last week. This big piece, this thing is hard to miss. If somebody thinks that's a rock, go see your optometrist because you probably need to get your glasses adjusted. This thing is round across here. This part on the back bevels out, and I will of course show you these in a model. It's got this cylinder that sticks out that is hollow, and then it's got the shaft that comes out where these like counterweights are. I think these are counterweights is what they would be. but they're sticking out. The one at the bottom, this may be broken off, or this is just another piece, because we have all kinds of pieces sitting in front of this bottom one. So I don't know if the bottom one is broke off and this is the piece sitting here, or if this piece is being obscured by this and we can't see it. Sorry, my girls are out there playing with mommy. It's a little loud. This plate I did get modeled. This thing is pretty cool. It looks like some sort of metallic, and it's got these pieces that are extruded out here. There's a bunch of stuff on the top here, and I'll show you that in the model once again. This piece, I meant to get back to this one. I actually forgot to do this one. This looks like maybe an axle or something. You can see that this part right here goes all the way through, like an axle for a trailer or a car or something. Maybe this was part of it. I don't know. You got this round disc right here. It's kind of thick. All right, here's the shaft. Looks like it goes into the ground. To me, it looks like an axle, and this would be where the brakes are and stuff. So we got that modeled. Here's why I didn't model that other one, because I had this one. This one looks, to me, even more like an engine. All right, you've got this cube-like casing at the bottom. If this is an engine, this would be where the oil pan is. And it's even rounded through this part of the bottom right here. It's got this metal plate across here, and it kind of looks like it's rounded at the top, but I'm not sure exactly what the shape is. It is rounded at the bottom. It's got these pieces that come out that look like it holds that metal plate. And then this one was more of a cubic piece with something on it, but it still goes right up against this plate. Then you've got these round discs, and if it was an engine, you can see these bolts coming out. This would be where it would bolt up to something. Maybe it's a lawnmower engine and this is on its side. I don't know. But either way, it definitely looks like something mechanical. If it's not an engine, it's something mechanical. I didn't get this stuff modeled. Once again, I had to kind of call it quits and say, okay, that's enough stuff on here. This box right here is pretty cool, and it looks like there's another one right here, but it starts to get pretty blurry. But we modeled some of the stuff that we could see in here. I don't know what this piece is, but both sides look like they're similar or maybe the same, and then it would have space in the middle right there, so I didn't get that modeled. This looks like a big giant statue. Now Joe White has found a bunch of statues. I have a feeling that this might be another one. This might be one that he wants to take a look at. Let me just show you what I see in this. At the bottom is this base piece. It goes across here. This side is a flat side is facing you, but it's got these pieces that come up. This is the one in the middle. This is on the left side, and this is on the right side, and there's something else right there that I couldn't quite make out. That would be like the base, and this thing, if it was standing up, this would be the bottom of it, and this would be the top of it. Now, this comes up, so it comes up, and then this is extruded outward, and then it comes back almost at the same angle, and you can see that on this side too. But being that this side is against the sky, we can see this real well right here. Then it actually kind of looks like a face right here, but I don't know for sure. But the shape is like a pizza slice coming across here. That might be a big statue or some big piece of architecture, but it's no rock. And then there's some stuff in front of it I couldn't see, so I started on this one here. Now I call this the flying saucer. I don't know if it is the 1950s flying saucer, to be specific. If you ever seen what videos of flying saucers look like back in the 50s and 60s, they looked a lot like this. This one is obviously turned up on its side like this, but yeah, to me it looks like it. Now somebody mentioned that this might be a big pulley for something, and there are these grooves in here at this base piece. This is very round. It's obviously, the profile is facing you, and it actually looks like it has little blades. And then there was another piece of what looked like architecture right here. This looks like a cube that goes kind of out in a V, and then this part here is extruded outward, and this thing is actually resting up against it. I wanted to point something out. I wasn't sure about this one, but this is another thing that Joe White over at ArtAlien talks about. It is carving, stuff etched into the walls. I don't know if this is carving or these are just fissures in the rocks, but this kind of looks like an A right here, and it's got this part that comes down, comes back up, All right, it kind of looks like that. And then over here was either an H or an M or something. And then you get over here, and this one looks like a K. I don't know if these are carvings in the rock or if they're just natural lines in it. But what's interesting is this whole hillside is just loaded with what I'm pretty sure these are natural caves, because I don't see, it would be real hard to get into some of these. You know, you'd have to do some climbing to get into them. But maybe they like mountain climbing, who knows? So these might be natural caves, and that's all right. All right, so this is where we took the video from. The girls were playing right here, and we were over here. Their bikes were sitting over here, had their bikes parked here. But this is what Chris was saying looked like a wall with steps. All right, so these look like steps. And let's go ahead and look at the enhanced images that I have. All right, so I enhanced this a little bit, and we don't have to do much. Between the 4 Gigapan Masters, they do a really good job on cleaning these up. This is gonna look a little better, a little more detailed. And like I said, I didn't have to do much. I just added a little more, just a little more contrast, burn through this a little bit to bring some of the lighter parts down so we could see this a little easier. This is pretty symmetrical across here. Now it looks like this part of the wall over here was collapsed down, because this one looks like it sticks up just above the steps, and then it comes back into this wall that divides this thing right down the middle. And then you can see that the front is hollow, and then we have this hole here and this hole here in the wall, and I'll show you the model what those look like. Now this is interesting, and I'll show you why in just a second, but this looks like some sort of maybe a workbench, or maybe it's a butcher's chopping block or something. But what's interesting is you have two different materials on this. This is like some sort of stone or something, could be metal, but it looks like stone. And then the bottom half of this, look at these poles that go through here. You can see that one real well. You can see this one as there's, you know, something in front of it here. So you can see this one where it comes out here, and it looks like some sort of black metal or dark metal. But here's what's interesting. I'm going to outline this for you, so hopefully you can see this. This comes up, curves around, and then comes down. And you can see that curve on this side real well. And then it comes down. It looks like a, you know, one of those where they're curved on the end, those cabinet doors that close like this, those metal cabinet doors, and then they open up. That's what this thing looks like. It looks like a cabinet door that's open. The other one is missing, if this is a cabinet door. And you can see how it goes right into this piece right here, right through there. Is this some sort of table or something? That's what it looks like to me, but once again, we're only going by what we see in the image. All these pieces look like, okay, it looks like there's a round piece, a cylinder that goes through here in the middle, and it ends right here. And then all these pieces actually extrude out from this cylinder. Is this maybe an animal vertebrae? Or is this something architectural? I don't know what to make of it, but all these are standing up. You can see the shadow underneath it, and on the bottom right here, you can actually see underneath it. Let's get into the 3D model. All right, so here we are in the 3D model, and I've got the same thing set up here. Here's what this piece looks like. And I just have to say a big thank you to Ryan King Art. All right, so this is what this thing looks like. And it's got this dark metal, or this thing is carved in basalt or some sort of dark stone. Here's this rounded piece on the back I was talking about. It's kind of beveled out into a like a dome shape. And then here's the cylinder here, and I think I forgot to mention this part. It's got these 4 parts that come out that hold this cylinder in, and this thing, the cylinder actually looked like a different material. Maybe I made it like a rusty coppery metal type material. All right, and then it's got this shaft that comes out, and I'm gonna take off the materials right now so you can see this. All right, and these are those counterweights. At first I thought they were maybe just blades, but based on the shape and what I think this thing is, I'm thinking this thing is some sort of generator to generate power. In fact, that was mentioned to me by, I think it was Mike over on Chris's Discord channel. Thank you for mentioning that, because yeah, when I started thinking about it, I thought, yeah, that's probably true. There's probably supposed to be magnetic coils in here for magnetic pickup, and when this thing rotates, you know, it generates power somehow. But this shaft is actually sagging down and sitting on the bottom of this cylinder. This cube right here was not sitting exactly in line with this. This part was twisted back a little bit. All right, this piece right here. You can see this part right here. Looks like it's either designed to be a little piece taken out for something, or this part right here just, you know, got broken off. But you can see all these little pieces in here, and I couldn't get all of them, but I modeled as many as I could get. This is what this kind of looks like. All right, these are the pieces I could see. That thing looked pretty cool. Here is our engine right here, and this is that plate that I was talking about, where it's got these little arms that look like ported. It's right here. So it looks like it's got these little pegs that come out and support this bracket on top. See, and it's got these discs on top, and these are those rods I was talking about that were sticking out, where it looks like it would bolt to something. Like I say, I can't guarantee it's an engine. Obviously, we're only looking at the photos and trying to decipher it. But this is that rounded part at the bottom of the cube. You can see it. See that rounded part at the bottom? And then see those rods? Looks like those rods coming out. Where'd the other one go? It's always hard to see it, but on the top at least it looks like we've got rods coming out from this cylinder right here. See that cubic shape? See the extruded edges? So it looks pretty cool. I don't know what it is, but that's what it looks like. Okay, so there was something behind it, and I couldn't see it well enough to model it. It just kind of blends in with the background back there. I wonder why that would happen. You can see some of these pieces coming down, and I modeled as many of them as I could make out in this. And this is all part of this cube right here. And then something obscures it right here, this piece I was talking about earlier. All right, let's take a look at that. So this is what those pieces look like right here. I don't know what it is, but this is the basic shape it had. There was more stuff, like I say, in here, and I think there was more in here. I couldn't make it out to save my life. But that's that piece there, and I'm trying to hurry. I know this is taking too long. So now we come to this area over here. Once again, if we get back to doing this one, I may come and model this stuff right here. This is going to take a little while to get everything modeled in there. It's pretty intricate. Here's the staircase here. This is what this looks like. You can see these steps coming up, and in the image they look pretty eroded, so I try to give them a little bit of a eroded look to them. You've got this plate right here that's in front. I don't know if that's a rock that's in front of this structure, but that's kind of what it looks like right there. And these walls come up, they come, you know, back, and then they come up a little bit at an angle into this big piece that's in the middle. You've also got these holes in it. Here's one hole, and here's the big one right here, and that's this one, and then this one right here. That looked pretty interesting, but that's what that step looks like. And then there's this plate on the other side that's right here in the image. So I'll move that over a little bit. There's this back here, which I know Chris talked about. I don't even know if those are just weird shaped rocks or what this is supposed to be. It almost looks like it has some detail under here, and that this is like a spade shape, and the rest of it, I mean, maybe this is carved, I don't know. There was some stuff back here, but let's get over to my workbench. That's what I'm gonna call it. All right, so this is what I call the workbench, and I just move that down so we can see it a little better. This corner right here you can see is either chipped off or worn down, which is kind of what I'm, you can barely see it, but I modeled it to where it's kind of tapering down on this side. But if you ask me, it looks like it's actually chipped in that area. You can almost see a line right here. It's got this like metal looking plate that goes around this part right here, which almost made me think of some sort of like a cooking stove or something, but I don't know. But that's this piece right here. You got the legs going down, and this is a rock right here, but this leg comes right in front of that rock. You've actually got one, you can just barely see it start to stick out right there. There you go. And then this cabinet door, here's this cabinet door, take a look at that. It comes out and then curves around, and we only have one, the other one's missing. So I don't know what happened to it. Probably when all this stuff, it looks like all this stuff got washed down from up on this hill. So maybe you know, these swung open, stuff inside probably got tossed around and then tossed out of it, and this door got broken off. Who knows? But yeah, this is what this kind of looks like. So that was pretty cool to me. But all right, I know this video is taking a long time. Hopefully I can trim out a bunch. You guys share this with everybody. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you think these things are, because we don't know. We're just guessing. Oh, I wanted to bring this up before we went. In this whole area right here, we have these straight lines that come across, and I was trying to figure out what those could be. Now I'm going to zoom in and show you. All these rocks are cut smooth and straight. Any one of these lines, you can pick any one of these and follow these lines. They are just straight as can be. They're carved, and probably on both sides. And then it turns that 90-degree corner and goes across, goes actually under this rock. You've got another piece that comes down here. This one goes across. And that's probably the clearest example of these little trenches. I don't know what they are. Is this a foundation for a building? Now, once again, Joe White over at ArtAlienTV has found many foundations to buildings. Could this be another one? I don't know. But sure kind of looks like it, and that would explain the steps over here, this table or whatever it is, this workbench, all these pieces of wall that are around here. So maybe so. But all right, I just wanted to show that. And you guys take care of yourselves. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And leave me some comments and tell me what you think about some of this stuff, because I don't know. I'm just making a best guess based on what we're seeing. So you guys take care, and we'll see you on the next video.